Everyone is talking about this as one of the New York Knicks' most recent acquisitions is struggling to start with the New York Knicks, but he has a message for the fans, and we got to break it all down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Knicks Basketball 365. If you're a New York Knicks fan, please hit that subscribe button. Only 4% of viewers are subscribed to the channel, and it really helps me out a ton. But let's jump right into the video that we have for today. Knicks forward Jeremy Sochan is struggling over the first beginning of his career with the New York Knicks, and we have something from an NBA insider, Jackson Stone, on the situation. Jackson writes, recently, the New York Knicks shook things up by adding Jeremy Sochan over the All-Star break after he parted ways with the San Antonio Spurs. To say that Sohan's start to his Knicks tenure has gone rough would be an understatement, recently finding himself benched in the second half of New York's loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers on Tuesday. However, Jeremy Sochan, knowing that he is struggling, he has a message for Knicks fans. It's a process. It's my fourth game here, Sohan said, so we'll figure it out. We'll be good. It's my first time adjusting to a different dynamic. So it's going to take some time to figure that out. And of course, I haven't been in a lot of game shape. So although there's going to be ups and downs, but I'm blessed and excited to be in this situation. And I truly believe I can add to this team. Now, yes, Jeremy Sochan has not been as transformative as Knicks fans were hoping he would be, but he was cut by the San Antonio Spurs for a reason. He wasn't going to come in and be a complete game changer right off the rip. It is important to realize that you look up how many games has Jeremy Sochan played with the New York Knicks. He said it in his quote, it's been 4 games. We can cut the guy some slack after 4 games. I mean, the criticism is warranted, some of it, but we can't jump all the way on this guy's back the way that some Knicks fans are currently. I understand that's what comes with the New York market. Your ups are praised a little bit too much. Your downs are also highlighted a little bit too much. But 4 games, I mean, we got to give a guy a larger sample size and a bigger opportunity to come in and learn the system and play basketball for the Knicks before we are judging him as harshly as he is being judged on this morning. Now, there is an argument to be said that his defense has to be really good because defense is really all that he offers to a team. We can see his shooting numbers have been very poor over the course of his career, so he has to be impactful in playmaking and also playing defense over the course of his career. So we'll look at, this year, before he got to the Knicks, was shooting 47.5% from the field, only 25.7% from 3. Those percentages, not what you're looking for. The previous years, shooting percentage with the Spurs, he had 1 year in 2024, which was last year, where the shooting percentage was high at 53.5. But then the 2 years before that, 43.5% and 45.5%. That's not good enough. His 3-point shooting percentage has always been around 30%. Up until this year, that is, where he's having a down year. Hasn't yet hit a 3-pointer for the New York Knicks, only shooting 33.3%. But we've already talked about how that is a very, very small sample size, and we feel more comfortable looking at what he's doing this season by looking at his numbers with the San Antonio Spurs, where he appeared in 28 games. So Jeremy Sochan has to find a way to impact the New York Knicks without being an offensive guy, without filling up the box score, which against the Detroit Pistons, you could argue he was one of the best defenders that the New York Knicks had for Cade Cunningham. It confuses me why he wasn't given an earlier opportunity to guard Cade Cunningham and why he wasn't given more opportunities late. He came in, he had a block on Cade Cunningham, stole the ball away from Cade. Cade Cunningham is like 6'7". He's a tall guy. That's exactly what Jeremy Sochan was brought in to do. He was brought in as a guy who was going to be a chess piece where maybe he's not a part of the full rotation, but when we are playing against a team with a tall point guard who is really good, aka Oklahoma City Thunder with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Pacers with a healthy Halliburton, the number 1 Detroit Pistons with the tall Cade Cunningham, when we are playing against a team with a tall point guard who is their primary scorer, we need a tall defender who's going to be able to defend it. And that's what Jeremy Sochan is expected to bring. So don't judge him based on what he is doing or what he isn't doing offensively. He's not here to play offense. He's not here to shoot, even if Mike Brown's system is pretty much everyone shoots. But he is here to play defense. Give him more time to learn the whole scheme, the whole system. He needs more time than just 4 games. Now, I understand it is frustrating to watch him struggle because we know what isn't on the floor when Jeremy Sochan is on the floor. And what isn't on the floor is our rookie, Mohamed Diawara, who it has been nothing but positive vibes surrounding Mohamed Diawara this entire season because he was a late second round draft pick. Our expectations were extremely low for Mohamed Diawara. And now that he is playing, decently well and cut into the rotation, which is not something that we are used to with, because Tom Thibodeau never played rookie, so we're not used to a rookie making an impact. It feels amazing what we're watching Mohamed Diawara do. The problem is, now that Sohan is in, we don't see that, and we had too high of expectations with Jeremy Sochan because we knew before we acquired Jeremy Sochan, we were expecting him to be a better player than Mohamed Diawara because we've watched him play in the NBA and do exactly what we're looking for, shot creation from the 4 spot and defense from the 4 spot. And we also watched Jeremy Sochan get drafted in the 1st round compared to someone who's drafted in the 2nd round. So one of the reasons why we are being so critical of Jeremy Sochan is because the expectations were just too high for him. There's a reason why he was cut from the San Antonio Spurs. And getting this tweet from JD Sports Talk on X, he says, the Jeremy Sochan experiment needs to be quick. It might be a move for next season. The Knicks are running out of time to mess around. Mohamed Diawara iced. Tough to ask a 20-year-old raw rookie to come in and hit shots without a consistent rhythm. Rotation needs to be figured out. Now, JD Sports Talk here saying a lot of correct things here. The Knicks do have to figure out the rotation. Maybe they get more than 4 games to figure out the rotation, so maybe cut them a little bit of slack here. We got to remember, this season is about figuring things out for the postseason. It's not like what it was with Tom Thibodeau, where we were going pedal to the metal 100% the entire season. This year, we are figuring stuff out during the regular season. We are making sure guys stay healthy so we can make a push to hopefully an NBA championship and NBA finals run come playoff time. Now, JD Sports Talk is bringing up the exact thing of one of the reasons why fans are being so critical of Sohan. It's because when Sohan's on the floor, that means Mohamed Diawara isn't. Both of these guys being power forwards, I guess Sohan is listed as a small forward by ESPN, but they're really both playing the same position for the Knicks. We're not really going to see both of them on the floor at the same time. And when we do see Jeremy Sochan, that means we are not seeing Mohamed Diawara. So the hype around Mohamed Diawara and the perception of Mohamed Diawara is so high from Knicks fans. That's what makes the Jeremy Sochan perception, by contrast, feel so much worse, even though he's a guy who just got here. He's a guy who played very decent defense against the toughest matchup that we ran up against in the 4 games that he's been here in Cade Cunningham. So while yes, he is got benched, didn't play good enough defense, there is still more time to figure stuff out with Jeremy Sochan. Now, there is one more thing that I want to read from this article from Jackson Stone. The Knicks could certainly use another athletic defender, considering that many point to the team's best 2 players, Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, as being clear negatives on that end of the floor as a reason to not take New York seriously as championship contenders. Still, in order to carve out a consistent spot for himself in Mike Brown's rotation, Sohan will have to be able to provide more on offense than he has so far during his Knicks tenure. The Knicks will next take on the Milwaukee Bucks on Friday night. So Stone is agreeing with me that we need to see a little bit more offensively out of Jeremy Sochan, and even if that's not his game, that's kind of what the Mike Brown system is looking for, especially if he's going to be playing minutes next to Mitchell Robinson. But Sohan, he's going to have to find a way to step up. However, give him some time. It's been 4 games. that's what I got for this video. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video all the way through. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and go Knicks.